Namaskaram everyone. So I was planning to share my Naga Consecration experience because it was my first consecration with Sadhguru. It happened on just a few days back when it was Sharad Purnima in the Bangalore Center. The Isha Yoga Center Bangalore is coming up, and Naga Shrine is the first one that got consecrated. So especially for this video, I also have this murti here, which if you see, it has a snake as well. So I think we are in the right mood with this backdrop to talk about Naga Consecration and the Naga Shrine that is coming up. So as I mentioned, this was my first consecration experience with Sadhguru. Though I must mention over here that this is the first experience where I was physically at that event site, and I was part of the entire process. But I think in general, because I saw a few other Instagram posts as well from other Isha meditators, that because we feel so connected to Sadhguru and to Isha and Dhyan Lingam, that even if there are other consecrations which I may not be able to attend, I do feel connected. I attended physically and was part of the entire process. And we'll share some experiences. And just so you know, the Naga Shrine is already open in the Isha Yoga Center of Bangalore. After the consecration, it has been kept open, and already there are visitors coming and going. It's not in the heart of Bangalore. This center is 10 kilometers outside Bangalore. So even after Bangalore airport, which is outside the city already, or at the city limits, after that you have to go another 1 hour to this place called Chikkaballapur. From Chikkaballapur, it is 6 kilometers. So it is a very nice scenic location with amazing hills all around. It's a really wonderful one. So the shrine is already open, and that's where I got this time lapse when I had visited a few days after the consecration. The Aarti is happening there 3 times a day at sometime 6ish in the morning, 12:20 types, and again 6 in the evening, 6ish, not exact 6. So one can definitely attend it. When I visited just a couple of days back, I went there for the noon Aarti. I managed to reach on time, so the noon Aarti happened. But currently it is a very, very simple affair. One of the Ma's had the camphor fire, and she basically just did the infinity symbol in front of the snake, and she chanted the Naga Naga Nagendraya chant. Currently it is a kind of a bare bone site with just a shrine and a few bowls of vibhuti and just a few things in place. Of course, going forward, things will shape up a lot more, and I think it will be an amazing experience, because I don't know if you're aware of the layout. Right now, the Isha Yoga Center layout is such that you enter into the Naga Shrine, who is like the Kshetrapal as well. But right behind, like almost maybe a kilometer or 800 meters away, is the entire Adiyogi statue that's come up in the 112 feet. So it's a wonderful visual, and when I was at the Naga Shrine right now, I was just standing around like a volunteer, and one Anna came up to me and he was like, I just on whim I came to visit this place, and if I come here, I don't have to go any other place. I've never seen a place like this. It is the most wonderful place. And I was like, wow. And you already know, right, the architecture and the ambience of aesthetics of the Isha places are so amazing. So I'm really looking forward to see how this center shapes up. And already the Naga Shrine and the Adiyogi, which is still being built, it's already creating a fairly grand visual. So when it all comes up, I think it's going to be really awesome. So yeah, let's just wait for that. But coming to the consecration, because this was supposed to be my consecration experience video, it's difficult to say. Like, even when I've asked other people what is there to say of a consecration, it was really powerful, obviously. I think the thing was that, especially because it started with the Naga consecration and it was the first consecration of the Bangalore Center, I think a lot of people thought it might be a very small affair, especially because one of my friends had visited the Suryakund consecration ceremony and all. So he was saying in that in Isha Yoga Center Coimbatore, there is the Suryakund, and just by that Suryakund is the whole Naga panel or Naga Shrine. But as far as I know, that Naga shrine was not fully consecrated. At least that's what my friends said. I have not read anything from Sadhguru, so it's always difficult to make these statements because it's not like I actually know what I'm saying. But in general, that Naga shrine is just, it was not a full-blown consecration as far as the understanding is. Even my friend who attended that entire Suryakund event, he said that it was more like an inauguration kind of a thing where the Naga shrine was unveiled and all, but the consecration happened for the Suryakund lingam. So some of these people came with that expectation, but honestly, because I didn't know anything about that panel, and I just saw the write-up on email about it being the Naga consecration, so I decided it would be a consecration because they are saying it's a consecration. The other thing is that especially the last Nag Panchami, I don't know if you all, there was the whole Isha Satsang that happened, Sadhguru Satsang, and Sadhguru took us through a special meditation. And at that time he went quite deep into the Naga forms, and the fact he did very clearly mention that he wants to explore it in a much bigger way. He wants to make the Naga available to people. And that is why I was already expecting a ramp up, and this consecration was a full-blown consecration. It included 3 chakras, which was again, because it's my first consecration, it was like completely new. I didn't know what to expect, but it had 3 chakras. The entire meditation we had to do included 3 chakras, which was the Muladhara, Manipuraka and Vishuddhi. And then I already knew that it's out in public domain that the Yogeshwara Lingam outside Adiyogi in Coimbatore is 5 chakras, which is the 5 lower chakras and not Anahata. Instead of Anahata, it goes to Agna. And the Linga Bhairavi Devi is 3.5 chakras, which is again the basic chakras, Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipuraka and Anahata, half of Anahata. So that's 3.5. Dhyan Lingam, obviously, as you all would be knowing or should be knowing, is all 7 chakras, and it's one of the most powerful consecrations, which is the only one probably that Sadhguru will not repeat, because we already know what a toll that one took on him, and the fact that he had to take 3 births to kind of come down and finally be able to do the Dhyan Lingam consecration. But he has already mentioned that in the Isha Yoga Bangalore Center, Devi will be coming up. Adiyogi, Yogeshwara Linga kind of Linga, maybe that may not be exactly same, because he has kind of hinted that something may be different in these consecrations. Naga Pratishtha obviously happened, which was full 3 chakras and very powerful consecration experience. From the Naga shrine to Adiyogi, there is, as I mentioned, quite a long walkway which is going to have the Navgrahas. So that's a fully new consecration, which as far as I know hasn't happened in the Coimbatore Center. So that's pretty awesome. And when we went for the Naga consecration, there was a stall, and in the stall they actually had the models of how this is going to get structured. So it is it's really something we are going to have to wait and see. I am so excited about it. And the scenic location of this place, oh my god, that's going to it's really going to add to everything. So yeah, I'm super excited about this that is coming up. And Naga consecration for me was a wonderful experience. Like, it was really good. And just watching that entire consecration process, the fact that we were able to watch the entire process is really amazing. I had no idea about these things, obviously. And then like the latter half of the consecration process, something was happening with Sadhguru. You could already make out, and he was crying, and he had to splash water on his throat. It was really amazing. I don't know what could be going on. Something was going on, and it was really amazing. I mean, I there is not so much I can actually share of the consecration experience, because it was whatever experience it was. I mean, it's very powerful. That's all what we can say, right? What can we say? It's definitely like a privilege for us to be able to witness it. And since I was not able to attend the previous consecrations that happened in the Isha Yoga Center, even though I was already doing my practices and stuff, I think I will try to attend the Isha Yoga Center Bangalore consecration events just so I can get that experience. Whether I will, which of the consecration events I will be a participant, which ones I'll be a volunteer, I don't know. There is always some, at least I have noticed that when I volunteer for Isha things, his Shakti starts flowing through us and the experience enhances in certain ways. So I have never felt that if you're volunteering and you're not sitting in that event, you're actually missing out. I do not feel that at all. In fact, when I'm volunteering, the experience of the whatever event that's happening, even if I'm not there, I have to volunteer a little away. It's usually a little bit deeper, in fact. So let us see how I will manage it. How I have not planned, but I hope to be part of the various things that will happen there. And he's got an aggressive schedule going on. What they announced there was that Adiyogi is going to open up in January. Makar Sankranti is what they said, and Devi will come in June. I guess between that the Navagrahas will come, or it will come after, I don't know. And at some point during that time itself, the Coimbatore Kalbhairava Kshetrapal consecration may also happen. So it's going to be a packed time. I think we should try and be part of it in whatever way possible. So one thing, now that I've shared the consecration experience and whatever the details that I know of it, a little bit about the logistics, because the logistics are difficult, especially in the Bangalore center, because the Bangalore center it's just like a large field with very, very few structures. I think the structures are what basic thing they need for the workers to stay, and whatever small crew they have, I don't know where they stay even. The food also is for the people who are there is something fairly basic and very local. I mean, I don't think anything. So it's not like a kitchen or anything as I come in over there at all. Toilets are those makeshift, those plastic boxes. And I think because the CM came and unveiled the Naga, so they already had that big political event. That is why the road to the center is pretty good. It's pretty good. Probably because of the entire CM the procession which would have come in. So the Naga consecration also, in terms of logistics and the management, it was really difficult actually, because it started raining. And if you've heard Sadhguru, he's always been threatening us that it may start raining and you should still continue your sadhana, whatever you're doing. In fact, I remember the COVID time, he actually told all the Ishangas, because all the Ishangas were staying in the ashram, right? They were pulled back and all. So he told them to do their practices in open. Whatever may be the weather, whether it is raining or sunny or whatever it may be, they should do it in the open. So he's always been a proponent of not shielding ourselves. It's obviously we kind of listen to it. We are never going to implement it. If it's raining, I'm not going to go and do my practices there. I mean, I know some of y'all may have, but I would not. But we had to do that because it started raining and the consecration was at night. It started at 3 p.m. and it was going to go until 1 a.m. in the morning. So nicely at 6 or so, it just started drizzling. And inevitably we all got drenched because there was no roof, and we were told to carry umbrellas and raincoats, which we did. And thankfully my raincoat was the one which at least kept some of my top half somewhat dry. But because we were sitting down, right, and those plastic sheets were there down, so all the rain fell and inevitably it accumulated, and absolutely all the mats and everything was completely drenched. So inevitably the lower half was fully drenched, and it was a very strange experience for me because I also getting wet doesn't suit me because my legs become numb and I have some problems. So when I was younger, getting wet may not have been such a big deal, but at least from a few years back, I usually keep my legs warm, especially the feet warm, because they tend to become numb and then I end up falling when I'm walking. So it was a difficult time. It was very difficult actually, because somehow I sat there and I was fully part of the consecration also, but when I have to get up and move, it was very difficult for me. And then what had happened is that all of the other area was mud, right? So it became sticky mud, and it was really difficult because we were walking and a lot of patches became very slippery, and the specific place where I was sitting, we actually had to go down a slope to go to the bathroom or the other side. So that slippery slope became so crappy. I mean, it was people were slipping. I was just so difficult. It was dangerous. So it was a tough time. So in terms of logistics and management, it is difficult. You need to take care of that. You keep that in mind. You come prepared. Of course, by the time the next consecration comes, maybe some basic things would be in place. One hopes it will be in place. But I'm sure it will not be at the level of Isha Yoga Center Coimbatore, and already in Isha Yoga Center also, because nowadays in the consecrations there are tens of thousands of people, right? For Naga itself, they were saying 16,000, but we felt it could be 25,000. So for Devi and all, I'm sure there'll be 30, 40, 50,000 people coming down, and it's just I think you have to come prepared. I think that's what I would say. Like, even bring the snacks, bring your raincoat, umbrella, whatever needed. Umbrella is not suitable because you have to hold it. And I could see, especially some of the older people who were holding it, the hands started aching, they kept it on the side, but then you have to get wet. How do you, especially if they're old, how do they just drink? I don't know. But just think through the details and you come prepared. That's what I would say, and that's what I plan to do. Yeah, and then some amount of roughing is totally fine, that's okay. But I would say, I wouldn't say that it actually hampers the consecration experience. I think in some way that things go together hand in hand. I don't know how, what, but yeah, I mean, right after the experience, I was kind of feeling the two things as separate experiences, because the logistics and what we are dealing with, and we start getting a bug with the management because some things are simply not there. But then the consecration experience is like you are just totally floored. You can only say superlative things. So it's like, how do these two things come together? I don't know. But the more the number of days are going by, and then I also visited the Naga shrine afterwards, and I'm just forgetting my negative experience. It's becoming a little bit lighter. I just remember that I need to prepare properly for next time. But this one, I'm just like, it's just becoming more and more powerful. I'm just so happy we have a Naga shrine now. Because Sadhguru said that this is the first full-blown Naga consecration that has happened after 800 years. And it's like a Naga Deity is there. He's sitting there. It's like so amazing. I don't know if it's a he. I don't know which gender it is. But it's like a full-blown deity there, which is like amazing, and I can't refute anything he's saying. Usually I'm very skeptical, but I absolutely love it actually. It's wonderful. So a lot of you asked about what sadhana can be done towards the Naga. I don't know. I think they've just not opened it out yet, and even after the consecration, he did not mention anything as of now. There were just a few things. One is that they gave us a snake, a metal snake, a small thing like this, which probably they will make it available once the shrine is set up properly. And we have to basically offer that snake to the Naga, and or we can offer other things also, maybe some money or some fruits and all. People did come and leave fruits over there, or neem leaves, something, flowers. And Sadhguru said something which I am going to you wait for the content to come out, because they will make the content available at some point. So definitely you should read what he has directly spoken. Making it a very short, brief thing, I think it's basically asking Naga to make our life a little bit longer so we can get over a lot of our karma. That's my understanding of it. But what he kept stressing is that if we are asking for our life to get longer, what is the profound thing we are going to do in our lives? And so in that sense, I think that was one thing he kept trying to drive home to us at the end of the consecration as something we need to work on, is what is it that's making a life profound. And today, if if we are going to the Naga, we are making offerings and he extends our life by 30 years, what will we do in those 30 years? How are we just going to buy one more car and build one more house? What is it that we are going to do which is really profound, which kind of makes sense for that elongating of life. But I don't generally, I don't go to a temple and I ask for things. I don't do it at all. Even with Devi, I do not make any wish. I just don't do it. So I just took that much that we should, as I've already been doing for a very long time in my life, many years, not very long, just for the past few years, that I'm making my life as much meaningful and aligned with the spiritual process as much as possible. And that's, I think that's, for me, he was basically saying, do the same, just figure out what is the most meaningful things and try to make it as much more part of our life as much possible. Drive our lives towards things which are what we consider really profound and meaningful. So yeah, that was one thing. The actual offerings and all, I'm sure the actual instructions will come, but now if you carry flowers or fruits or something, you can definitely offer to the snake. The other thing was that Naga Nagendraya chant, which is there. If you have been part of the consecration, you will have that YouTube video link. It is a locked video right now. It's not available to public as far as I know. Somebody asked in the Naga WhatsApp group, and one of the volunteers said that no, we can't do the chant. But then I asked the Swami in the Naga shrine, who was managing the shrine, and he said that we can do that chant. It is not a problem. I think it's a very basic chant anyway, so I think we can be able to do it. The other one is that Naga Nagendraya song, which was always used in the Lingabhairavi temple as well. That is something we can always listen to and chant or sing it, because that song was used in the consecration, a certain portion of the consecration. A few of the other songs which were used in the consecration also on the Naga have been released, but I think somebody was mentioning they can't access it. So I will see if it's been made public. I'll put the link in the description. The Devi temple has some Naga processes actually. They have that, those snake forms where people fill kum and all. So it's for like two people to do it together. So there is it's amiability between the two people. It improves the relations and stuff like that. So definitely you can inquire in the Devi temple of what Naga related processes are there. Or just wait, because this shrine is moving. It's going to move fast. Adiyogi, if it's opening up in January, I'm sure by that time these Naga shrine will be full on, like it will have all the various things in place. So just wait for a bit. They will make an announcement and then just you can just follow that stuff. Yep, that's about it. Just let me know if you have any other questions. I'm happy to help. It's just, I think some of the questions that came up were like, why did Naga have these three chakras, Mooladhara, Manipuraka and Vishwadhi? I don't know how all I know. But I just know that all of the consecration Sadhguru is doing has few of the chakras. Dhyanlingam is the one with 7 full-fledged guru sitting over there with 7 full chakras. Everyone else is going to have a little less than 7. So, yeah, I mean, however, I think I want to say one thing, because I don't think we can judge the power and potency of a place just because how many chakras are there. I mean, Dhyanlingam with 7 is an exception, I'm not counting that, but I don't think we can compare like a Yogeshwara Linga with 5 and Lingabhairavi with 3.5 and say, okay, this is more powerful. I don't think we can do that because there is something else I was reading when I was reading this up, because I had to share it in the video, so I read what exactly Sadhguru has said about the chakras and consecration. And he has said that some of the older lingas, the age-old, ancient Indian lingas, they are usually 1 chakra or 2 chakras, because then that 1 or 2 chakras can be made very powerful. So that itself has its own benefit. I think we should not think too much about it. I also, though it is interesting to know, but I do not think we should associate too much meaning to it, because that will be silly. We don't understand it. Because even if there's just 1 powerful chakra, it's fine, right? I mean, if it's very powerful, it will help us. And yeah, I mean, anyway, we have to do everything else. We are not just dependent on that one shrine to take care of whatever, right? We'll do our practices, we'll do whatever else that's there. Our entire process will be with Sadhguru, we'll do some volunteering. We have all the other shrines, we'll visit the Dhyanlingam. So I think we take it and we go with like a natural flow towards the deity. Naga, especially for me, it's a bit strange, because when I went to the Lingabhairavi temple and I didn't like is a strong word, but I didn't have a pull towards the Naga Naga Nagandraya chant. I did not have. I kind of found it strange. I don't know why. It did not appeal to me. But I loved the Naga panel, and the moment Naga Shrine thing came, I said I want to go there because Naga Consecration I want to go. But anyway, during the consecration, they were chanting that Naga Naga Nagendraya song, and I started chanting with them, and I got so excited. I think we should take this naturally. Just go with where the natural pull is and see the naturally how things are shaping for us. But I'm just in general very excited with what he is doing with all these temples and consecrations. Namaskaram.